Hello and welcome to our session by Chris and Chris. Our session is called Why Should You Care About Low Code and No Code with the subtitle Just Build Your Own Apps. We are going to show you some techniques and some things to build your own apps from scratch without needing the knowledge of one piece of coding. And we're going to go also over some examples and some business cases why you should why you want to use this and why should you care. So first up, Chris, can you introduce yourself?
Yeah, that's me, the guy in the picture. My name is Chris Jeucken. I'm an EUC consultant from the Netherlands. I work for ConoScenza. I'm a Citrix technology advocate, and I spend my time designing, building, and managing EUC environments. And then we move on to the other Chris. And that's him.
The other Chris. Hi, I'm Chris Twiest. I work as technology officer at RawWorks. I am part of the Citrix CTP program, and I am really busy with customers, transforming them to a new workspace, breaking them out of the published desktop, moving them to a workspace portal, and then making that portal intelligent with micro applications. So what's on the agenda, Chris? What are we going to talk about?
Well, first we would like to talk about what low and no code is actually. So a small introduction. Then we talk about the value of low and no code. Why do you want to do that? And then we have a couple examples. One is Citrix microapps combined with the REST-DB environment, just to get the gist of apps and the database you run behind it. Then a similar example, although on the other hand, completely different PowerApps and SharePoint. Then microapps and an API. How can you use an API in microapps? And microapps and REST-DB on steroids. That one is pretty cool. It's a company store you can use to buy hardware, anything you need to do your work. And we also have one extra one that is in there. It's when you embed that you can embed a web page or even a Power App into microapps.
Yeah, so that is really like a new feature. So that is the secret feature, the secret end slide that we're going to show you guys. So it's not on the agenda, but we do want to show you this cool new feature. So yeah, Chris, low code, no code. What is it?
Yes, the definition. Low-code, no-code development platforms are types of visual software development environments that allow developers to drag and drop components, connect them together, and create mobile or web applications. So basically, it allows you to create applications without doing any or almost no code. It basically just click it together, and you can create simple apps, or even if you put some more time in, you can create pretty complex apps. For which Chris also has some cool examples. So it basically allows you to create apps without becoming a coder, because not everyone has the patience to be a coder.
Yeah, and I think that also it's not part of the definition, but I think that you can almost count it as the definition, that it's also like mostly like a low-code, no-code platform. Then you also don't have to do things that users can access the application. The platform takes care of that users can access your application, and you don't need to run your own backend and that kind of stuff. When you're talking about low-code, no-code platform, that's usually also part of the whole low-code, no-code. So, so what are some great values of low-code, no-code?
Well, the short development time is the first. You can create an app pretty easily. It shouldn't take you too much time. Of course, if you want extra features, it takes time, but that's with any app. It's easy to use, although first you need to learn how to use it, but we're about to show you how easy it is. Easy to use for users, because what if you have multiple apps that you create in the same framework? Then all these apps have the same style, the same look and feel, and the same method of access, so it's easy for your user to understand them. Also, more to focus on the processes, because when you create an application through code, you're pretty busy with all the backend stuff and access to it and authorization and security. Well, you don't need to think about all those things because it's all handled for you. So you can focus more on the process of the things you're trying to, the functions you're trying to create. And like I said before, easy to use for you is uniformity, because if you choose one platform and stick to that platform, it's basically looks all the same.
Yeah, that sounds awesome, right? Why shouldn't you use it? That should just be our next presentation title. So let's just jump right into a demo. So I built a ticket system from scratch. So here I can create a new ticket. I can, so this is running within the microapps low-code, no-code platform. So I build a microapp which allows you to create a new ticket. I can, Wi-Fi is down. For me, it's pretty high because I'm doing a presentation and I need my Wi-Fi now. So that's pretty huge for me. And I created a ticket. So let's first, before I'm going to show you how I created this application, let's stand still a little bit by the use case. So, of course, everyone has a ticket system, and you can easily, maybe your ticket system has an API, and it can become a micro app really easy. But one thing that I once had was that we had a ticket system, but it was not available on mobile. So it was only available in the company, throughout the company device, but not on a company cell phone or anything. And there was also no app. And we were doing a migration. And that day, what we did was, back then, it's a few years ago, what we did was we hired some floor walkers. So we were doing a big user migration. You probably all have done this. You're going from one Citrix version and Windows to another, and big migration and stuff. All users are setting up in new thing clients and all that kind of stuff. Everything was happening. So we had a few floor walkers going around, just talking to users. How are things going? Do you have a ticket? Is there something wrong? And what we actually did was we printed out ticket forms and we gave them a pen and just, okay, you go to the end user and just write down the ticket, you know? So in that case, what we could just have done was, why not build a small ticket system from scratch, like I did here, and then put it in a micro app or a power app, and then put it on the mobile devices of those floor walkers, and then just type it in, and then have someone sitting in there with another micro app that sees, oh, there is a new ticket, the Wi-Fi is broken, and that can then respond to the ticket and close the ticket. So a really rudimentary ticket system you can build yourself, and then you have that on mobile. If you just need it for one day, why should you buy something or be as stupid as me and print out forms for people to fill in with a pen, like it's $19.99? So how did I do this? So first off, I'm only using like the microapps platform, and I'm using a RESTDB. And RESTDB I will tell you about more, but I'm not using a paid ticket system. So there's not like a Jira or whatever behind there with an API. So the Citrix microapp platform, it needs somewhere to store its data. So the Citrix microapp platform does not have a database backend building. You could use Podio, so that is something that Citrix is really promoting, to use Podio as your database backend. But if you don't have Podio set up, there are some other options. So the option I have used is I have created a RESTDB. So RESTDB, it's a website that just allows you to create a database. You can get 2 databases for free. And within this database, I just made 3 columns, one with status, one with priorities, and one with the tickets. And this is really easy to create. You can just go into developer mode. And with developer mode, if I go to the settings, you can see I can add another field. So if I want to create another field or remove a field or make this not multi-line, whatever you can do. And then the awesome thing is, So the microapps, the low-code, no-code platform for microapps, it needs somewhere to store the data, and it needs to talk to that data throughout an API. And the fun thing is, RESTDB, that database will automatically give you an API. So if you look here to API documents, here you will see that it automatically has an API. It shows you your API key and the curl command. You can even see the Python commands, how to talk to your database, or the Java commands. And you can use these commands to create the microapp. So if we look back at the microapp, and we look here at the data endpoint, so the tickets data endpoint, you can see it goes to my RESTDB and it goes to REST tickets. So here it gets all the tickets. So if I test this endpoint, you can see that here are all those tickets that are in my database. The authentication is, of course, handled on the configuration page. So I'm doing it with a header X API key, and then here is the value of that database. And so this is the data loading. And of course, we have the service actions like creating a new ticket. And that is also done with the RESTDB API. It's all super easy. It just listens to a JSON form. So you talk to the database with JSON, and it automatically creates your API. So again, the RESTDB is just free. You can build 2 databases for free. And depending on what kind of license you use for your Citrix platform, maybe if you use like something like Workspace license, then you have a high chance that microapps are also included in your license. And you can just start building applications from scratch. So that is a quick demo showing you guys RESTDB with the power of microapps. And back to you, Chris.
Yeah, let me share my screen, because then we move over to basically doing the same thing, although then in Power Apps combined with SharePoint. Well, first I'll
take it away.
See. Yeah, hang on. This one first. Okay, you can now see my single browser. The example I made, although, is sized for a mobile device, so that's why I'm showing it you in a small window. Basically, it's just a similar ticket management system. You see there's already one ticket, so you could use this for an example like a migration, and you have people running around the building and creating tickets for users. You can just give them this. You can install Power Apps on your mobile device or your tablet and just log in, and you automatically get all the applications that you have access to. So this is it. This basically gives me a list of all tickets. There's only one now. And if I want to create a new one, I press the plus sign. Well, I need to give a title, a description, the impact. Well, I've been slightly funny over here. The status, what ticket, where, solved it, waiting for the user, etc. Of course, the user. But I'm guessing you can also say something like that. Phone, email, those are not needed really, and of course the category. Although you can think of extra fields that might suit your environment or how the process go at your company. But how does it look at the other side? Because Chris showed he used the RESTDB, and as you can see in the slide just saw, I'm using SharePoint. You could even go easier than that and use an Excel sheet. Well, I'll first switch to my other browser. Now you can see my other browser. This is basically what the app looks like in the design interface, although you don't really need to do any designing. Maybe you need to edit titles or switch the font or the colors or anything. But all I did was just create a new Power App, pointed it to the share file, the SharePoint list, and it created for me. Now, what does the list look like? It's over here. I'm sorry, I wasn't able to switch this to English, but bear with me for a second.
I will translate. It says settings.
Okay. So basically, I create a list in SharePoint, and a list is basically just a definition. You have a definition of a list, and you have its contents. So I said, well, I want a title. That's one line. I have a description. That's multiple lines. So this is meerdere tekstregels says multiple lines. Then you have the impact. There's a choice. So I predefined all the choices you have there. So you can have a nice drop-down menu. The same for status, etc. I can fill all those in. Of course, you can use user that you can configure it that way that it looks into the address list of your company. So you don't need to type out the user. You can just look him up or look her up and select them. And well, basically just it. You can also, like I said, create this in Excel, but that was a bit too easy. And then you also have an Excel sheet on your OneDrive or in your Office environment that is used as a backend, and you might not want to do something like that. But that's just it. I create this list. I said create PowerApp, point to this list, and that's all I need to do.
Yeah, so, that's awesome too, right? That it's just that easy with the PowerApp builder. You create a list in SharePoint, and then you have an app. And I think that just the whole world should just learn Dutch, right? That's way easier.
Yeah, that's of course. That's a given. Although, of course, you do need to remember that this runs in the cloud, and the cloud is not foolproof. So when it's down, you don't have any access to the app. But that's for any cloud service you can think of. It's not foolproof, and you don't have 100% uptime. But that's it. That's just basically it for Power Apps. So create a list, create a Power App, point to the list, maybe switch around the colors and the fonts and the headers and all that. But that's all you need to do. You give access to your users. They log into Power Apps on their mobile device, and they got the app and they can use it.
That's awesome. Well, I'm going to share the screen now again. I'm taking over. I'm back here.
Yes.
We are keeping the tempo up because Converge short sessions. So we are going through it in lightning speed. If something goes way too fast, just in YouTube, you can click the settings icon and then play back and put it back to half speed.
Yeah. Or you can pause or go back and watch it again.
Yeah, they're all kind. I do have to say, just real quick, before we show any more demos, we did also this session at CUGC, and then we did it more big. We also showed how to build this stuff, and you can see that recording on the CUGC side. So that is, if you are really interested in how we are doing stuff, maybe that's good to check out too.
So that was also a shameless plug.
Yeah, but it's just to give more information, so it's all good. The next example we want to show you guys is, so this is also a business case. So I'm first going to talk about the business case. So myself at my lab, I use a product to monitor my lab environment. It's called Virtualmetric. It's really a monitoring system like Nagios and stuff that shows if the server is up or down, if the CPU load is high, if the services are running, that kind of stuff. And one of the reasons I like this product is because it's fully API driven. So those guys first wrote an API to monitor that whole stuff and then wrote a dashboard and that kind of stuff. So let me quickly show you. This is the product, Virtualmetric. And what I told you is it has so it's all built in API, and you can view this API wherever you want. So if I click down here and I can do export to JSON, it just shows me the API that it's running to view this data. So this is of course awesome, and this dashboard is pretty awesome, but there is no mobile app. So I don't have a mobile application for my monitoring system. And as you can see, this monitor system can give alarms, and it can show you how the status is. So what I did, so this is another use case. I just built my own mobile app. So I built a microapp with that API. And yeah, I'm sorry, I cannot show you, of course, the screen of my iPhone at the moment. So I'm using my computer, but these microapps I'm going to show you work just as well as on a computer as on my mobile phone. So here I can see the same alarms that we have now. It was in my dashboard, it was all 0. So I'm guessing that they're all 0 here. And what I did was when an alarm gets to 1, it gives a notification. And I send that notification also to the Workspace app to my iPhone. So I'm immediately notified if there is something wrong with my system. From here, I can just all the data that is a virtual metric, I can see this data here too. So I can see here, these are all my hosts that are running. So let's see how my Citrix delivery controller is doing. This is all the information about the machine. I can see the running processes, probably a lot of Citrix processes. I would imagine on a delivery controller. Yes, there are. It can show me the installed applications. So it's not only delivery controller, but it's also my storefront. Really like to combine those things like you do in production. Of course not, but for a lab you can do that. It shows me also the services that are running and all this kind of stuff, and even a bit of my event log, like my system event log if there are errors here. So this is really awesome to have in this micro app. And this micro app, what I said, it works perfectly on mobile. One of the things I also really like is this is all the services that are running on all the machines. So here I can see the machines, and I can just look if there is a service that is stopped that should have been running. So stopped on auto, I can automatically see, oh, I got some things. What's going on there? So again, the business case behind this, I have a great monitoring system. It has an API. It does not have a mobile app. I build my own micro app, which works automatically on mobile. So a really cool demo. So I'm not just gonna click here one slide further and do another demo. Another demo I want to show you guys is, so what you saw, the ticket system I created with RESTDB and micro app, I built that in 2 hours. So what happens if you give 2 guys 40 hours to build something with RESTDB and micro apps? Well, those guys, they built a company store. During the last Converge, they built it, and it even won a prize, a hackathon prize, so it was awesome. And I want to quickly demonstrate you how far you then can go. So what we have created was as a user, you can see you have credits. So these are company credits. I can see I have 2,000 company credits. And here I can start spending these credits. So everything you're seeing here, there is not a third-party product behind there. It's purely run in microapps and a RESTDB, a free RESTDB. So I want to order a laptop. It now shows me the brands of laptop I want to choose. Well, as you can see, I'm an Apple fanboy. So of course I want a new MacBook. Let's do the new MacBook Pro. It's 900 credits. That's okay. I have 2,000, so let's go. I can see the specs here. I can see it's 900 credits. Okay, I'm gonna order this. And this will even then calculate now how many credits I will have left after I ordered it. So it's doing that now. It's a bit slow, but I hope that it, let's go. This microapp is not being used that much, so. Okay, so my order is placed and it has calculated that I now have 1,243 credits left. And so this is really powerful. So a full company store. And of course you can, here, there is also an order handling page. So here you can see what orders there are running now, who's gonna pick up the order, who's gonna, you can even filter on who is doing this order. And the fun thing is you cannot, of course, not only order like IT stuff, but you can also use this as a real company store and order office supplies. So why not order some printer paper? Or why not order a business card? All within the microapps. So even the business case here is, if you have a new employee that is onboarding and you have a choose your own device policy, well, you just send them the link, welcome to the company. You can now sign into the company store. We have a choose your own device policy and order your own device directly within the same workspace that you do your work and create a ticket and all that kind of stuff. Cue the monitoring like I did in the demo. So everything is just here in the workspace. So this is really cool seeing what you can do with just a RESTDB and the power of microapps. So now we have our last demo. Chris?
I'll switch to my screen again.
Yeah. It's also good to say that there is a link down here. There was a link in the screen with that link you can access a Podio form that you want this new feature to test this new feature. You can request the feature there.
Well, let me show it first, and then we'll go back to the link. I'll keep it short. We don't have that much time anymore. There's an extra feature in microapps that allows you to embed web pages. Well, I think embed web pages, that's not too special. You're right. You can of course embed a web page, so you see a web page in your microapp site, but you can also use it to embed a Power App. What do you have multiple developers, and some like to work with microapps, and the other would like to work with Power Apps or another app building solution. Well, you can integrate those apps into microapps. So as I showed you the previous app, the ticket app in PowerApp, we've embedded it into microapps. I'll quickly show you how it's done. So it's a
so the type is an embedded page. So that's the new feature.
Yes. Yeah. And it asks for a name. Think of a name, and it's just a URL to the app. I just copy pasted it from the other website into here, and I saved it, and that's basically just it. So what does that look like? Well, I can do preview. This is a preview site, and if I click this app, this is actually the same the user will do. It opens the access screen, and it loads the app. Of course, if it's in another environment, it will ask for credentials, but I did that beforehand, of course. And of course, like with Chris's demo, it's slow now suddenly. But this is just this is the exact same app you just saw in the previous demo, and it works exactly the same. So you don't need to go to a different website. You can all just do the same from your microapps interface. So here it is. It finally loaded, and it's the same fill out screen and the same list. So it's really easy to combine Power Apps then. So if someone created a Power App, I'll create in Power Apps, so we don't have it in microapp. You can just embed it into your microapps interface.
Yeah, so that business case is of course huge because, like you said, there are some companies that have been developing with Power Apps now for years and have many Power Apps, and you don't want them to just deliver those Power Apps throughout an application. Like if you put it here as an application, then going to a SaaS website, filling in your credentials, and then clicking then on those applications. You want them just when you use this workspace portal, you just want them here within the actions and having those actions also available. It's a huge opportunity.
And like I said, it's really easy. You can just embed the URL and make sure all users subscribe to it, and that's it.
Yeah.
So let's go back to the PowerPoint presentation. If Chris will.
Yeah,
it'd be so nice to share a screen.
Yeah, here I am.
This feature, like I said, is new. It has not been added yet, right? It's still.
I believe it's almost good, but if you don't have this feature and you want to try it out, you can use this URL that's down here to request access to this feature and try it out yourselves. So. Now, the last slide. Thank you for listening. Normally, we would be like, do you have questions? Well, this is a recording, so questions would be difficult. But we do really want to thank you guys for listening and We hope that we inspired you to build your own applications and try and think out of the box. When you just need something simple, try and create it yourself.
Yes, thank you everyone for attending Citrix Converge. Be sure to check out all the other sessions because there's a lot of cool stuff. And if you have questions about this stuff for us, you can go to Workspace Guru or chrisjeucken.com or
the Slack channel.
Add us on LinkedIn. We're happy to help you out or ask you, give an answer to your questions.
Yeah.
So feel free to contact us.